Hi, Pete Krainik here, the CEO and founder of the CMO Club. The CMO Club started about 6 years ago, and its mission is simple. It's really to provide an environment for the most senior marketing people and organizations to meet, build relationships, and help solve their biggest problems. What's interesting, as I host dinners for hundreds of CMOs, there's 3 or 4 key challenges that continue to come up, right? One is to lead the profitable growth agenda. So it's lead the growth agenda profitably. Second thing is this whole concept of leading the brand beyond the marketing department. It's no longer just doing a campaign internally. How do we get everyone throughout the organization behind to understand the brand, the messages, etc. The third thing is really to help support that growth is this whole concept of doing more with less. Every CMO Club dinner I host now, the conversation comes up. Ideas, how do we do more with less? And then I think the fourth thing is, given today's environment and the changes going on, it's this whole concept of speed and flexibility. How do I create a marketing organization, campaigns, tools, collateral, everything that I can move very quickly on based on changes that are out there, to move quickly and to be flexible? I'd say those are the 4. So when it comes to how the CMOs are reacting to challenges, again, there's 3 or 4 things. One of the key things that comes up quite a bit is people will say, you know what, I've got a challenge of doing more with less. I've got a challenge of driving profitable growth. I need to make some changes, therefore I just do some maybe top line cuts. So I'll say I take a 5% cut across TV, print, other campaigns, everything, organization, etc. So it's almost like the allocation method. Another one is, some CMOs are actually go back and pull their agencies in and say, look, I need to do it, but I'm paying you 5% less, 10% less next year, etc. But what's interesting is there's a growing number of CMOs, literally in the last couple of years, that are taking a look at what I call the marketing operations. There's other components, but it's that whole piece of once the creative is done, how you actually execute and get in the industry with trade, with consumers, etc. It's been interesting to see, for example, heads of marketing that have talked to Sam's Club, Mars, Walgreens, Quiznos, to name a few, plus others. The light has gone on, and they're really taking a hard look at that marketing operations, what I call, to really try to find savings, but also to address that issue of speed and flexibility. We did a study in the last 2 or 3 months with over 200 CMOs in the club around this whole question of marketing operations or marketing supply chain, etc. It was really interesting, interesting dichotomy. Almost 56% of those that responded had never really taken what I call an audit or taken a hard look at their marketing operations. Or if they had, it had been over 3 years. At the other end of the spectrum, you had 29% of the CMOs that responded had actually taken a look and done an audit of their marketing operations within the last year. So you have this mix of 56% that really haven't even thought about or haven't done anything in over 3 years, and this growing number now at 29% that's really taking a hard look and seeing the benefits from it. As we have the conversations at the CMO Club dinners around marketing operations and actually doing an audit to help take a look at those efficiencies, etc., the number of CMOs that say, oh, without knowing, say, it's going to take 6 months to a year to start seeing any results, etc. But what I found is the number of the CMOs in the club that have done it are saying it's literally 30 to 45 days. And within a week or 2 after that, they're already start seeing savings and efficiencies and flexibility gains. And they're quoting things like 20% savings in the first year alone based on the results of the audits. One of the things that came up for one of the CMOs recently was that this is such an important piece that it's really important to set the right example of leadership. To say this is important, we as employees need to think about this business like it's our own business. And therefore, I'm taking personal interest to understand the audit and all the details to do it, number one. The second thing that's come up is which makes a lot of sense, which is the whole concept of, as an officer in the company, these savings, this operations assessment and audit goes across market, not outside of market, across the entire business. And therefore you need that leadership at the top to pull in other departments to make sure they're on board as well to really find the savings and the efficiency gains.